Now, there really is an easier way to hit your driver, and it requires a different wrist move compared to your irons. In this video, I'm going to show you a couple of things that you've probably never seen before. Now, what are we seeing with the best drivers of the golf ball, past and present? We're seeing a lot of travel with this club head. We're seeing width with this club head in both directions. Now, before we have a look at this left wrist trick, there's a couple of things that we have to do that makes everything so much easier. When you take your address position, if I have a line drawn down from my left shoulder, lands on the inside of the heel, line drawn down from the side of the head, goes through my zipper, and a line drawn down from my shoulder, right on the inside of that right heel. One of the important areas, I think so many great drivers, Ben Hogan mentioned it, dropping this right foot back will help you turn. And it also helps is when we hit the ball on the way up, still hit it from the inside. Now, essentially what we need to be able to do is get this shoulder under your chin, this right shoulder back, get this shoulder behind the ball. And by adding in these little tricks, it's going to help you. Now, there's always going to be a little bit more rotation with this club head through the golf ball with the driver compared to the irons. Now, when amateurs do get their head in the right place and they get their shoulders in the zone and in the right place, they tend to push the ball out to the right or hit it out to the right because they don't have the correct hand and wrist pattern, the rotation with the club head. I'm going to show you how to do that now to feel that move. The number one checkpoint for every amateur golfer out there, what a picture that is. The three fingers here of the lead hand when the club is parallel to the ground. So the best drivers of the golf ball, keep your head to the right and rotate your fingers. Keep your head to the right and simply rotate those fingers. They're all doing it, right? So the closer we can get to this, right, the further, the better you're going to hit the golf ball. This helps you extend out. Let's get your arms straight, head to the right, and simply rotating those fingers. Now, this is actually the best example for amateur players here. Have a look at his hands and his wrists. Have a look at the club face. In fact, what I'll do is I'll zoom in a little bit here. Now, Justin Rose, last 20 years, all-round driving, one of the best we've seen. Club moving away from him, and look how much that club head rotates. Now look at the club here. I'll draw a line down here. Really interesting area. It's just pick up your driver and stand in this position. Look at the picture on the left. Just stand there and become familiar with it. This is like your blueprint to pure driving the golf ball. Interestingly enough, I like this picture on the left here. Like his head here is not behind the line, but as it gets into the latter part of the downswing, the head actually moves right, arms really extending out, and once again, those three fingers, head to the right, rotate your fingers. Now, I've shown people over the years right wrist flexion and left wrist extension as it helps and promotes rotation. However, there's always going to be some rotation in the hands and the fingers. For the amateur players, this is the most important area, your fingers, your hands, and your wrists. Now, as we're swinging, if we're swinging from the inside, and the club's moving out and away, it's harder to rotate or to close that club face as it's moving away from us. It's easy when we come in steep. Everyone can rotate the club head there, but you can't play golf. You're hitting the wrong side of the ball. Right. So what are some of the feels we can use here? First off, to become familiar with that, we've got the funky gloves on here, right palm away, left palm pointed at me, and we're just going to rotate here, right? Without the tricep, there's a couple of separation points in your swing. One is your hips moving forwards without your head. The other is rotating from the elbow joint down to the hands without the tricep and the shoulder moving, all right? So you can get a feeling of bringing this in your right elbow shaving across your stomach, and you can get your thumbs to point. You can add in a bit of this, but you can get your thumbs to point to the camera or to the target on the way through. And this is becoming familiar with rotation. If you keep your head behind the golf ball, this will be up. If your head goes forwards as you're rotating, it's a complete disaster. This is up, this is low, this is up, we're in trouble. So if you take 500 top players, there's an average of that movement. So at impact with the driver, when you draw a line up through the shoulders, they're between 30 and 35 degrees. Now, for a lot of people, that's too technical. You can measure this with your cell phone. But for a lot of people, that's too much technique. For me, that just makes absolutely no sense not to check it, right? If every player is inside that zone and you're not, well, it makes sense to get closer to these proven averages of movement. Swingslapp.com. Check it out, guys. It's helping so many people. And what we need to be able to understand is that this head has to be back behind the golf ball as a rotating. Now you can see a large part of that lead arm. Now you can release it. You've got something to release against. Now, it's estimated over 92% of amateur golfers never reach their potential. Now, think about that. So they're guessing. They're working on the incorrect things, and that means they don't really know what they're doing. Now, if you're using evidence-based instruction, that doesn't happen. Right? If you've got a plan and you want to play your best golf, evidence-based instruction is the way forward. Now, if you want to work live with me, that's possible to do March next year, 2027, in Orlando, Florida, with Dr. Robert Neal, who works with so many tour stars, Matt Fitzpatrick, just so many players. Guys, we're specializing also with senior golfers, helping people improve faster. If you want to reach me in Europe, I'm in Cyprus at the Minthas Golf Resort. Just send a mail out to me at craig@worldclassgolf.com. and I can analyze your swing online. The analyst goes for around 25 minutes. I've got the best software. I can be your coach. Let's stop guessing. If you've got your head, but you've got something to release against and you can get that move. This is a great little drill here, getting your thumb to point at the ball and then here at the target or at the camera as you move through here. And this is getting you the understanding of crossing over. Another little feel, pop your left hand on your right bicep and swing through and just get that hand to rotate as this is staying in. Keeping your head back, getting your fingers to rotate. Every top player we see through the golf ball, seeing these 1, 2, 3 fingers of the lead hand with the head back behind. This is the zone. Release it out to the right and you've got your turn on the way back and you can plow through the golf ball, hit these high bomb draws, get your hands and your fingers involved in your golf swing. So this is unbelievable. Have a look at this. The two best drivers of the golf ball ever, Greg Norman and Rory McIlroy. What was Greg Norman? He was number one for like 336 weeks in a row. And even just getting a little closer to this, you'll improve your driver. This is easier. This is how you rip your driver. But let's be a little bit technical here. Let's have a look at Greg Norman. Left arm. Look at the number. 40 degrees, right? Let's have a look at McIlroy. Left arm. 40 degrees. And that's pretty scary. Right? So we know that this area, this pocket, this zone, getting the hands deep makes it easy. If you want to measure that, you can measure that. Have a look at swingslapp.com. Guys, let's have a little drill, a field. Get your hands into this position so that we can drive it pure down the line. So a great way to feel this corridor, this pocket, this perfect position at the top of your swing. Everybody can do this. Get 6 inches away from a wall or something behind you. All right, take your address position, pop the left hand on the outside of your leg or in your pocket. Now I've just got this graphite stick, this shaft here to illustrate this a little bit better. Take your address position. Now the operative word is early, turn early. We're going to turn early and we're slightly exaggerating this move, but you can get that depth, you can get your hands back into this pocket. Right now, if I don't turn, watch this. If I leave this shoulder here, I leave it there. I physically can't get back. If I get this shoulder, everything early, turn early, wind it up to that shoulders behind the ball, I can get my hands back. I'm in that corridor. By turning early, you're effectively winding up everything sooner, which stores up more power. One of the checkpoints here is when your left arm is parallel to the ground, the right shoulder's already behind us. Now, we don't need a lot of swing. This is the great thing for a lot of the aging players as well. When you wind it up, it actually means you have a shorter style swing, but you create more speed and more consistency. Now, how do you do it? How do you do it out on the golf course? This is easy. Take your address position. I like doing this. Pop your left hand on top of the club. And as you're hitting balls, turn the shoulder behind the ball and feel. And if you do a little bit of this, you'll know where it is. Feel where that hand is back here. And then get in there and hit the golf ball. Give it a hit. You've got that feel left over. It's fresh. This is a great way to get into this pocket, this area. And this makes ball striking easier.
Voted Best Swing Analysis and Best Online Instruction by several independent surveys. World-class golf instruction is transforming thousands of golfers at every skill level. Do not miss out. This video platform has over 1,400 videos and 85 separate masterclass series, the most structured and detailed video platform ever created, improving golfers on average between 4 and 11 shots. Join the chat room and join the community of world-class golf instruction. Best information available.